Meghan Markle really aspired to try and land the country superstar, the beautiful and very much fun, I can say that because I know Dolly Parton very well, onto her show. And listen, I don't know about you chums, I totally understood it because Dolly is a fabulous guest. Doesn't matter who interviews her, she always makes it fun. She's never controversial, but she's very, very talented. Did you know, by the way, that Dolly told me this, that she writes a song every single day? I mean, as she said, it might not be the greatest song, but I'm keeping the mind going. There's a lot to be learned from Dolly, because she literally has kept working, and she said this is really what's keeping her active, and this is why she can remain doing things. And you know what I've often said, I totally believe in that. But of course, Dolly Parton, as I said, well, she, how can we put this nicely, couldn't appear on Meghan Markle's show. More about that soon. But the interesting piece is that Meghan has now decided to, cast her net a little bit further, this time over to Britain. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company. And of course, thank you for your beautiful comments regarding the scenery at the narrowboats and all that sort of stuff. I know it's a tranquil life. But as a lovely lady we met on the side of the riverbank called Lucy told me, she said, there's all the positives, and this is the thing, isn't it, that we have to share with each other. And I think, when you watch the videos, and I've seen the videos of narrowboats online, you think, oh, lovely, but it's the things like collecting the water, the waste, the freezing winter, we all just look at the idyllic scenes, and that's like the world of social media, isn't it? Instagram, X and all that sort of stuff. They never tell you the truth. A little bit like Meghan Markle never tells you the truth. Tenuous link there, chums, yes. But the thing is, as we know, Meghan is painting a picture on her Instagram on a regular basis. Now she's got over 3 million alleged subscribers. And what's interesting here is, she's no product to sell. Yeah, I mean, you're subscribing to a brand that absolutely has nothing. The honey's run out, the jam's run out, the wine's run out. So what on earth is, the business? What really is that business? Absolutely nothing. But what Meghan likes that social media can do is instantly get her into the paper without having to sit down for an hour and negotiate a podcast and then get it ripped to shreds, that sort of thing. That's what Meghan likes. Now, recently, of course, she was criticised for being, shall we say, overtly provocative with her latest post. This was when she was doing some kind of thing with strawberries, I think, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But the thing is, she has now been instructed by her brand new marketing team to go down a very similar route to a lady that I also know very well, Nigella Lawson. Now, Nigella Lawson, if you don't know, of course, was very successful in the cookery world and still remains so to this day. Recently, last seen, of course, advertising Greggs, the bakers at Christmas. Not exactly on brand, but they were offering a lot of money, so you can understand why she decided to do it. Now, here's where this is interesting, you see, because Nigella was very provocative and there was sort of knowing looks to camera. Very beautiful lady, actually, Nigella Lawson, and she knew exactly how to pitch those looks and those suggestive remarks. And this is now the idea. Nothing is ever original, is it, with Meghan Markle? She can never just say, I'm going to come up with this. She's borrowed from every influencer, allegedly, and then, just cultivates it all and says, I've found flower sprinkles. We all know they were called something else, but this is what Meghan's now calling them. So this is the line that you're going to see a little bit more and more of. She wants to sort of spark controversy by getting, say, the Daily Mail to be outraged the way that Meghan's licking the spoon or the lips or whatever, and it's just all been done before. Some suggest, of course, very expertly done by Nigella Lawson, who created an empire of books, television series, sold around the world, and just really, cornered that market. Meghan Markle is not known exactly as an international sex bomb, sex kitten, or whatever you want to call her. But in her eyes, she looks at somebody successful and says, you know what, I'm going to copy that. So much so, I can tell you that she also reached out to Nigella as a potential guest for, get this, the next series. Yes, you have been warned. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.